What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Everything Wrestling. Today, we will be focusing on our Survivor Series tribute. This go around, we will be covering 1991 and 1992. So, the reason that we're kind of combining those is due to lack of time and figure availability. We pretty much just focused on some of the main matches associated with both of those Survivor Series. So keep in mind those Survivor Series in terms of matches were already short, so there wasn't a whole lot to deal with. Uh, if you remember, Survivor Series '91 only consisted of 6 matches, and I think '92 it was pretty much around the same. So we just kind of shortened it to the ones that everybody kind of remembers that are associated with those two Survivor Series. So sit back, relax, and let us take you down nostalgia lane. So we are kicking Survivor Series '91 off with the 4-on-4 elimination match. The teams comprised of Ric Flair, the Mountie, Ted DiBiase, and the Warlord against Roddy Piper, the British Bulldog, Bret Hart, and Virgil. So shout out to Bud Lightyear for pulling off this photo. As you can see, he was able to get us to shoot the custom Mountie. So by him doing that, we were actually able to focus or put a focus on this matchup. Um, Pretty good, a pretty decent matchup. I mean, you got a bunch of technical wrestlers that, except for, well, I wouldn't say a bunch of technical wrestlers. We got Hitman, who's a technical wrestler, DiBiase, and Flair. Now, the others, Mountie, don't get me wrong, good wrestler on his own, but everybody else pretty much brute force strength. And Virgil, we know, really was not the best wrestler, but it was um, a decent matchup, and overall, we know that the winners were the team of DiBiase, Flair, Mountie, and the Warlord. So as you can see, we have the winners picture here. Again, another great shot from Bud Lightyear with the close up of the winners. So different perspective picture that was different from the first one. Also, that new DiBiase, this is with the older DiBiase. I think this was the Interest Great DiBiase with the cloth interest attire, but the new DiBiase from the Coliseum Collection DiBiase seems to be a nice figure, and I got my eye on that one. So nice to finally see DiBiase get another release with cloth attire, because a lot of them have been the painted on attire, which I mean I guess is cool, but I think we all like the cloth when it comes to the $1 million man. And of course, we if you check out Flair with the Jack's belt, I highly suggest, if you have any of the old Jack's world titles, swap them out for the Mattel titles. Changes your whole look. And if you remember, the big gold was a prestigious belt. So the Jacks definitely did a good job um, with those belts. All right, so the next match from Survivor Series '91 that we'll be focused on, and I think is the most memorable match that everybody, when you think of that particular Survivor Series, you think of the night that Undertaker defeated Hulk Hogan. And we remember, or if you remember during that time, Hulk Hogan had the longest run as world champion. Pretty much Hulkamania was running wild. But of course, you had Undertaker, who I think at that time was undefeated. And they had Undertaker pretty much defeat Hogan. And that became the mindset of, was Hulkamania dead? So in the picture, from Bud Light, yeah, as you can see, Undertaker did not win the match on his own. He won with the help of Ric Flair sliding in the chest. So Bud did a good job of capturing Flair sliding in that steel chair, and Undertaker hitting Hogan with the tombstone to win the world title. Now, if you know the rest of the story, uh, pretty much it would go. I would say, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 months, somewhere around there. And Undertaker and Hogan would meet up again with the Tuesday in Texas matchup, and Hogan would actually get his belt back. But it was pretty much just an awe moment for that time. It was because, I mean, Andre the Giant couldn't beat Hulk Hogan. So it was like the dead man had came in and defeated Hulkamania. And I think that also assisted with propelling the Undertaker as a dominant force. All right, so now we're going to Survivor Series 92, and the match that we're focusing on from that one, which most people remember, was the match between Ric Flair and Razor Ramon against Macho Man and Mr. Perfect. So originally, if you don't know the story, originally it was supposed to be Flair and Razor against Macho and Ultimate Warrior. Well, during that time, um, Ultimate Warrior, as he normally tends to do, was having his problems with the WWE, and pretty much end up leaving the company. And I'm not sure if that was when he went back to WCW or he just kind of left. But uh ultimately they no pun intended, they ended up replacing him with Mr. Perfect, which to me it made for a better combination, because I mean, we know Warrior and Macho were the was it Mega Maniacs or Ultimate Maniacs or something like that. There's something Maniacs. I think it was Ultimate Maniacs. But uh the addition of Perfect and the storyline leading up to Perfect taking his spot, because you remember on Primetime Wrestling, when Perfect basically slapped Heenan around, and because Heenan told him, oh, he don't need to be a part of the team, and Perfect basically stood his ground. It made for good TV. So I think the addition of Perfect in the place of Warrior actually helped the match out, and it was a pretty good match. Uh, because you had four big names in there, I think it was right to have a disqualification, because you didn't want one of them to get pinned. Um, but ultimately, Macho Man and Perfect ended up winning by disqualification, and you can see pictured. We got Macho and the Mr. Perfect that was actually a part of that match. So I'm glad we have that addition now, with Flair and Razor. And as you can see, luckily Flair and Razor had matching tights. So it was nice that they gave us those versions of Macho and Flair. So yeah, like I said, pretty good match. Check it out if you haven't had a chance. And the main event for Survivor Series 92 was one of many matches between Bret Hart against Shawn Michaels. Um, what can you say? We know they had bad blood between those two during that time, but they both kept it professional, and when it came to putting on a performance, they gave their best. So if it's a match you want to check out, again, Bret Shawn, I can't remember one bad Bret and Shawn match. Even if either one of them wasn't at their best, both of them made a point to step up or the other one made a point to uh, basically keep the match going and make both of them look good. So as you see in the picture, we got the Heartbreak Kid, Sean, and we got Brett with the look of, when he used to kiss the belt before he gave it to the referee. And ultimately, with this one, I think this was their first matchup. Brett ended up beating Sean with the sharpshooter. So, but it was a really good match, very technical match, and typical Brett and Sean match. So definitely check it out. So that concludes our Survivor Series 91 and 92 tribute. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. We're now getting ready going to December. So we'll probably be moving on to Saturday Night Main Event. Looking forward to doing that one. And we know that they're bringing it back, I think, mid-December. I think it's December 14th, if I'm not mistaken. And the first episode is rumored to be a throwback to the old school original. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one. So other than that, make sure you check out our other tributes, reviews, and stay tuned because we got a lot more coming down the hatch. Besides that, y'all stay safe out there, stay blessed, and I will catch you on the next go around.